Comic Books by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, host Jason Glick, how are you?
Hey, co-host John Murphy, how are you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Cool.
What do you have for us today?
Hey, well, today I've got the latest volume of Fables by creator Bill Willingham. I mean, it's a series that I've been reading for quite some time. I've probably posted a couple of reviews on it on the website as well. But this volume I felt compelled to talk about because it represents like a milestone for both the series and also DC Vertigo create their own series as well. Because like this 15th volume, Rose Red, is not only the second series to hit the 100-issue mark. 100 Bullets was the first one, but it is the first one to continue on beyond that. And also this particular volume also represents a turning point in the series' current ongoing storyline. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the series, it's got a great high concept. One of those like, why didn't I think of this before? Basically, it's all about the characters from fairy tales living in the modern world. So you got like Snow White, the big bad wolf, her sister Rose Red, King Cole, the rogue Jack of Fables. All these characters living in the modern world, like in a it's like in this environment called Fabletown, where they live and work out their day-to-day livings. Or at least that's the way it was up until around volume 75. Because the reason they're living in our world is because they were driven out by the adversary, someone who who was supposed to be of immense power, but was eventually defeated, and he was eventually revealed as Geppetto, Pinocchio's father. Because apparently it turns out that his ability to create puppets and then bring them to life by the magic of the blue fairy turned out to be very handy for hey, like his buddies came around and asked him, it's like our local ruler is being kind of a dick. Can you just like create a duplicate of him to just get rid of him and make things more favorable to us? Well, yeah, Geppetto did that, but it also worked out so that his puppets were also loyal to him as well. So he basically became very, very good at ruling and securing power while actually being the man behind the shadows, just ruling everything from a shadow empire. Now, his schemes were eventually foiled in issue 75, which by all means would have been like a nice fitting end to the series, but series creator Bill Willingham decided, hey, you know what? I've just got other stories to tell, and after that issue, he began to tell the story of the Fable struggle against one of the entities that Geppetto had. Because while Geppetto was ruling, he had also been boxing up all the really nasty characters, the kind that you don't want to let go in the world. These include the entity known as Mr. Dark. Now, Mr. Dark, his weakness as a villain is that he's not really well defined. He doesn't represent like a specific fable, but he's basically like the living manifestation of evil. I mean, like in terms like that, while just being absolute evil is just is kind of just leads you to be absolutely boring. In fact, that I'm evil, I'm just going to go and kill everyone and make everything bad. But the thing is, like, I like the way that they've been developing him over the course of the series. So he's basically not just like just bad thing happening to good people. He's basically like he's the he's the bad thing under your bed. He's just like all your irrational fears, just like common prejudice, like all those kinds of things, like all things that basically make humanity do rotten things to each other. That's what he represents, and he's also got like a great wicked sense, almost goofy sense of humor that offsets the fact that he's just like a really, really scary motherfucker. I mean, especially the fact that he's got this like craving for your teeth as well. That's one of his pet things. I mean, like whenever he kills people, he'll just like, ooh, I can just taste your teeth already, that kind of thing. Now this volume basically represents a turning point, but I'm getting ahead of myself here because basically the first story is basically a prime example of what Willingham and does really well with the series, and that's basically like thread all the thread the story, like the Fable stories together in a nice cohesive whole for the purposes of this series at least. Because basically, Snow White's sister Rose Red is the head of the farm, the place where all the non-human fables are shipped off to keep them away from the prying eyes of the mundane people, or the Mundies as they're called here. However, ever since the death of her boyfriend Boy Blue a couple volumes back, she's been in a deep depression and has not left her bedroom since. Here though, we learn her full story. Basically, how it's like her relationship with Snow back in the day, and it's like and her time when she was eventually reunited with her sister. And if you're familiar with the story of like Rose Red and Snow White from the Brothers Grimm tale, it's impressive like how Willingham like manages to weave the story threads together like in a way that makes logical sense, and also sets up the conflicts that these characters have like through the present day. So it's a good story, and it does a good job of getting Rose Red back on her feet and basically positioning her as the new leader of this Fable town for a while. However, at the same time though, we're also finding out what Frau Totenkinder, that's the problem with explaining all this backstory, because Totenkinder, I mean, she's one of the Fabletown's most powerful witches, and the short version is, she has roots in a lot. Willingham has established that she's had roots in lots of other stories. She's best known as the witch from Hansel and Gretel. So basically, she's a real piece of work and probably one of the most powerful characters in the series, and she has had to make her final contribution to the world by taking out Mr. Dark, and that's the conflict for Volume 100. Now, the thing about Fables though is that Fables has done something interesting, or at least unconventional in the way it handles conflicts. Like for a while now, it's like we've seen while evil has been built up really well. I mean, like basically insurmountable in some ways since the series began. Good has always had the power to really steamroller over evil in this course of the series. Look at Good Prince, where Flycatcher basically establishes the Kingdom of Haven and just breaks the power of Geppetto's kingdom, and then the subsequent volume where our heroes where heroes from Fabletown go in and just take out the trash. So here though, it's like you got the story Single Combat, where Frau Totenkinder has now assumed her previous form, Bellflower, and is going to go toe to toe with Mr. Dark. He's pure evil. He's pure evil and the sum of all fears. She has the advantage in that she has been around for a long time, knows all sorts of tricks, and she has no fear. So it's fun seeing them seeing their back and forth. But for the most part, it's a slow crawl to see Totenkinder attack and wear down Mr. Dark's powers, and it's a good battle. And at the very end, she triumphs. She seals up in a golden statue, and that's the end of the story. No, it really isn't, because like I said, the series goes on beyond 100, and like I said, the conflict between Mr. Dark has now been reframed and refocused. It does set up a lot of interesting potential story threads, from the reveal of Beauty and the Beast's daughter, her true form, from Miss Spratt, the nasty nurse who's now working for the enemy, and also what Ozma, the new witch who has taken Totenkinder's place in the Fables community, as well as what Rose Red's plans for leadership. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff, good story potential from here on out, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that turns out in subsequent volumes. But especially, and also can't be remiss of the fact that Geppetto just can't stop scheming. I mean, the man, he's tasted absolute power, and now he's going to do everything to get it back. And unfortunately, as the prose story, which is written by regular series artist Mark Buckingham and illustrated by Bill Willingham, shows he's actually got some plans in that regard. Now, let me just say that, like I said, I mentioned artist Mark Buckingham, and well, I've always liked his work. I mean, he's on one hand, well, he's not a very detailed artist, but he's very competent, and he's got like a great imagination. I mean, like all the crazy fantasy stuff that Willingham dreams up, he is more than capable of rising to the challenge to draw. And the man can keep to a monthly schedule, and that's fantastic as well. But you've also got, but the series also tracks like lots of various artists to like the work of Inaki Miranda, who has there's a single issue story in this volume where it focuses on Mr. Dark and the pre-duel meeting he has with the North Wind. It's a gorgeous dark tale, dark but not muddy. It's like called Dark City, where we just get to see him on a regular day in New York City and how he just lords over his witherlings and how his influence affects the other people in New York. It's absolutely gorgeous, and while I understand that this kind of like stuff would be hard to draw on a monthly basis, like it's a great one-issue treat. You also get some nice one-issue story, like bonus stories from artists such as Chrissy Zullo and new series cover artist Joao Ruas, to round out the volume as well. Plus, we also get some celebrity burning questions, which tell us how who makes the Tabletown comic books. Can one of the actors from CSI New York get Snow White's phone number? What is Buffkin the Flying Monkey doing after he defeated Baba Yaga? And also, what was Geppetto thinking when he carved Pinocchio's mouth? I mean, it's great. It's like great work from all the artists involved. And we also get like a nice like Fables puppet, like finger puppet theater, and also like a little board game as well. It's a huge assortment of stuff to mark the 100th issue, and it's a lot of fun. Now, to be honest, as you probably guessed from the fact that I've tried to like all parts of where I've stumbled trying to explain the backstory of the series, this is not a good jumping on point. It's like if you haven't read the series, I highly recommend you check it out now, especially since Vertigo is reprinting the series in nice deluxe hardcover editions, which collect 2 trade paperback volumes, or at least a greater than usual volume for each collection. So I highly recommend checking that out. Even if the series doesn't have like great high concept who is the adversary question that drove previous volumes, it's still got a like this volume shows that it still has some mileage to go with the Mr. Dark storyline. And hey, if this goes for another 50 issues to resolve that story, I'd still be happy because he's done it. Willingham's done a great job so far. It's still just a joy to see how effortlessly the man works in these stories, like threads these various fairy tales together, and just creates like lots of clever things where instances that draw on like stuff you've never thought of before, like how Pinocchio lays a beat down on the blue fairy in the very first chapter, after the fact that, oh wait, yeah, he was made into a boy at the very beginning, but he doesn't age, so he's taken out all his aggression on the girls who wanted to go the extra distance with him, but couldn't because he looks too young. So it's fun stuff like that makes the series worthwhile, and I'm looking forward to seeing, like, if not necessarily another 15 volumes from Willingham, but just like I said, just more. Like I said, the series still has gas in its tank, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where it goes from here. And see, on that note, it's like we call it a night, and in 2 weeks, it'll be May 4th, and then 2 days later, the first major comic book movie of the summer comes out. And just so you know, I've been slowly reading my way through all of Walt Simonson's run on Thor, thanks to Marvel's Handy Omnibus. And I'm definitely, and so far, I haven't finished it yet, but I am. But I will say that reading through this is a great way to prime anyone for the movie. So, on that note, back in 2 weeks to talk about Thor by Simpson, and of course by Ennis and Ellis, because I can't stop talking about those guys either. All right, everyone, call it a night.
All right. See you later. Bye.